This one secret I'm going to tell you will be the exact reason why you will find no challenge in telling someone no if you just feel like it. I'm about to tell you the number one reason why you will never ever again have to feel bad when you tell someone no, and also feel very confident in the yeses you give people. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Lauwerz. Hope you're all well. I appreciate you guys being here on the channel. Make sure you watch this video today, and I've got some key things in here that I think is gonna be totally great for you and those that struggle in being able to just tell people no. I'll give you a story. So I'm out of town right now, and I was just, picking up some food, and I remember, after COVID, during this time after COVID, a lot of people have been in situations in which they feel as though they have to say, like, well, let's look at it this way, right? After COVID, you go into a restaurant, you go to get some food, you go to get some takeaway, wherever it is, a lot of time you see that tip option pops up, right? It says tip, do you want to leave a tip? And what I've realized is a lot of times, and a lot of people are very uncomfortable with this situation. Like, oh my God, are so uncomfortable with the fact now they have to choose whether to leave a tip if you're just passing through a drive-through. I'll give you a story. I was going through a drive-through, and you guys might relate to this, and it was Starbucks, I believe. It was Starbucks. And the lady or male, I forgot what it was, a lady or man, I forgot what it was. But a lady or male, what he or she was, sorry, said to me, hey, your order is $35. I said, okay, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. And they're like, yeah, and here's the button, and there's gonna ask you a question before you pay. And I'm thinking to myself, what question? And then boom, it popped up, right? Do you wanna leave a tip or not? Now, guys, I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan. Don't follow him completely to the T, but I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan. And I remember Dave saying, and he's a financial guru, some of you guys may know Dave. I remember Dave saying, hey, I never leave a tip if I'm ordering standing up. Now, obviously going through a drive-through, I'm sitting down. But what it means is, if I'm ordering standing up, it's not that he never leaves a tip, he's not obliged to. And again, don't quote me because I could have said it a little bit wrong. But I understand the mentality. Like, if I'm going somewhere to leave a tip, why would I need to, if I'm going somewhere to buy some food, tips are for people that are going extra over and above, right? I'm from London, England. I'm born and raised in London, England, right? And in London, we don't tip like that. I don't remember ever giving a tip unless I don't remember ever giving a tip, honestly. I really don't. And now I'm in America, I realize that tips are just part of the food price, basically. But let me not get too crazy off task. But I know many of you have been in that situation. Someone's like, hey, can you answer that question? Especially after COVID, right? But here's the thing. Here's what you need to understand about boundaries. Let me teach you guys a little bit about boundaries. Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. Townsend wrote a book called Boundaries, right? Knowing exactly how to say no. A lot of people have a challenge saying no. When someone does ask you for a tip, oh, hey, you want to leave a tip? Or when the guy delivers pizza, which I'm a big believer that when you do order food, my wife and I, when we order food, we actually are big believers, like, hey, look, if you're ordering food, it's probably a good idea to leave a tip, because those people are handling your food. And, you don't want to, I don't know if you guys remember Eminem, back in the day, 2000, the Marshall Mathers 8th LP, track number 8, spitting on your onion rings. You don't want no one spitting on your onion rings, right? I'm just telling you. So for me, when my wife and I, when we go to get food, we usually do leave a tip if we are having it delivered or something, because we don't want them to mess with the food. But like I said, in London, we never leave a tip. But in America, like I said, we're ordering food, we do that. My reason in saying all this, and sorry if I'm going off track a little bit, my reason in saying all this is, when you go into a food place or a food spot, and someone asks you a tip, it's okay to say no. If someone's standing up, never feel pressure to say no. Guys, you have your own boundaries. What sometimes people don't realize, and the reason why I told you in this video, being okay to say no, understanding how to say no and being okay with it, because there's many of you guys that have, most people in the world are introverts, and introverts do have a hard time saying no, because introverts are people. But what you have to realize is, you have the right, it's within your boundary to say, hey, I'm spending this amount of money today, as long as you're not illegally, ripping someone off for not spending money, whatever, you legally have the right to be able to say, hey, like, I want to spend this specific amount of money, and no, I do not want to leave a tip. You have the right for that. I think sometimes we can get so far away from the rights that we personally have and who we are because we've always been in a situation where people can, make you feel pressured, or there's social situations and family that a lot of times people feel like they don't have the right to say it. Matter of fact, you might have been raised in a family that never taught you your own boundaries, never respected when you say yes or no. For me and my kids, if my son or my daughter says to me, and I say, hey, so-and-so, if I say, hey, kid number one, can I have some of your fries? And my kid says no, my wife and I, we say, okay, we respect that. We don't just take their food. I remember being younger, and I don't remember clearly, but I remember sometimes my mom might, I don't think I would have said anything, right? But the best thing that we can teach people, and the best thing that you should be knowing at whatever age, if you're watching this video, you should be knowing that you have the right to say no. You need to learn the power of saying no. All right, and no is not a bad thing. No is actually, you could say no in a respectful way. Remember, you can say anything you want to say in this world, anyhow you want to say it, if you say it and deliver it in the right way. Two things I learned from Crucial Conversation or Crucial Accountability, I believe, and there's another book, I've read so many books, is whenever you do something, there's two questions you need to ask yourself before doing things or saying something to someone. One is, should something be said? And number two is, one is, should something be said? And then number two is, how can I say that? How can I say it, right? What most people usually do is they ask themselves, and this comes to boundaries too, they say to themselves, oh, I'm not capable of doing something, so then they don't do something. I'll give an example. If you see a family member, let's say that, you got a family member and they have, they're a family member that really is they react a lot, right? They don't respond to things, they react, they take it personal. Let's say you have a situation or scenario where, that family member, their dress was stuck in the door when they closed the door. And anytime you say anything, they react. So you're like, oh my God, I want to tell them about something in the door. Their dress is in the door. It's going to be dragging out of the car as we're driving. It's going to be very uncomfortable. Their dress is going to get wet. But I'm not capable of saying something because this person might overreact. They might shout. They have a history of doing something. Well, the question you asked yourself, can I do it? That was the wrong question to ask, because there might be I don't know what reason, but there's some sort of reason why you are hesitant to doing something in that scenario. I don't know what it is, but you're hesitant to doing something in that scenario for some reason, for some shape or form. You're hesitant. Where the question you should have asked is first. Sorry, I got distracted. So I got a phone call that came in. So the number one question you should first ask is, one, should something be said? After you've asked the question, should something be said? Yes, something should be said, so that person doesn't have to deal with their dress touching the floor, whatever. Then the next question is, what is the means I should go about doing that thing to get that result? Is it, should I say something? Should my cousin say something? Should their parents say something? Should I send them a text message, right? But it's never that we should not communicate. That's not the goal. It's never ever that we should not communicate. So I say that all to say, sorry, let me come through here. I say that all to say, well, I came off topic a little bit, I apologize. But it's about saying no, right? And I wanted to say that one piece because I just popped to my mind, right? It's saying no. If someone asks to give you a tip, guys, you have the right to say no. You have your boundary and your right. We never should be in a situation where we feel pressured and we feel like sad or pressured or angry or hurt because of the simple fact that someone now has a question they're asking you when you want to tip someone. That's not, if they want to ask that, well, that's fine. You have the right to say yes or no regardless. You hold that right. You do. No one else. You hold that right. And as I'm out of town right now, like I mentioned, and I walk into those scenarios and situations where I hit, no for tip, or just kind of move forward and kind of do my thing, I say to myself all the time, like, what is, why do people feel as though they can't have the power of saying no? Boundaries is it, guys. That's what you have to learn, boundaries. Boundaries are what tell you. Reading the book Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and John Townsend is going to be phenomenal for you and your family and your life. Even at the start, it talks about a story where this lady, I forgot her name, but she does so many things for other people in her life. She kowtows to so many other people in her life, does so many things for others, and she never ever makes the time for herself to do to quote unquote do the right thing or something to serve herself. That her life is literally just her borrowing time to everyone else and not being able to say no. But guess what, guys? If you ever want to fill someone else's cup, if you ever want to be the best you could be for other people, you have to first make sure your cup is filled. I feel like the number one way to do that, for me personally, whatever faith system you have. Secondly, the second way to do that is personal growth and development and reading, right? Because the more you grow yourself, the more you know how to say no. The more you have power in saying no, the more confidence you have in saying no, right? So I think everyone needs to understand that you have the power to say no. It's just up to you. You got to put your mind to it and just say no, say no in those scenarios and situations. No one has the right. Everyone has the right to do what they do. You have your own rights and within your boundaries, within your controls, and your control. And you got to be confident about that. Point blank period. You got to be confident about that. And I tell people all the time, look, the power of saying no. As you guys watch this video, if you want to always know exactly how to be confident in telling people no, confident saying no to other people, you have to read about boundaries. But just remember, you have the right for yes or no, period. And again, the reason why I gave you that example about the dress coming out of the car is it's never that you can't say no. It's never that you can't tell someone something. It's how do I go about doing it, right? So I'll give you an example. If you are in a Starbucks drive line, and for some reason someone's like, hey, you're not going to leave a tip for hypothetically, say, hi, I would actually say for some people, hey, is tipping an option here, right? That's an idea. Ask that someone a question, right? Put them in that position to now tell you a lie if they need to. Hey, just so you know, I just want to make sure I know you asked me about a tip. Is it optional, or do I have to by law tip you in this one scenario and situation? That's something someone like myself will say, right? It's because no one can force me to do something I don't want to do. You have the right to do or not to do whatever it is you do want to do or not want to do. You have the right. Point blank period. No one can force you into that. No one can coerce you to do something that you don't want to do. You have the right. You have the power. Point blank period. But the power of learning how to say no and the reason. Now, when you have more repetition, when people try to force you to say yes to something, but you say no to it, guess what? The more repetition you have, the more situations like that you have, it's going to become easier. Your confidence is going to grow. You're going to grow. You're going to develop. It's just going to get better for you. And you're not going to feel in a situation that you don't have the power. You don't have the fortitude to tell someone else no in a situation. I know for me, I feel confident to say no to anyone. Right? I just know it's about how you say it. So if you guys are watching this because you want to learn that confidence, always remember, I can say no. I just have to find out how to say no. What is the best scenario to say no, right? Now, there's obviously a lot of situations. People are in unfortunate situations or toxic situations, unhealthy situations. So saying no to someone in those type of situations that are unhealthy can be dangerous, can be tough, can be challenging. Absolutely. But you can say no. You have the power to say no. You have the right to say no. That's up to you. It's totally up to you. You have the right, the power, the authority to say no. That is all on you. You do not have to just take what anyone else does and just automatically like, oh yeah. No, you have the power. That's it. The power is in your hands. It's in your control. But you just have to learn how to do it. So I love you guys to drop some comments in here. I want to respond. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, guys. Let's see if we can get this video to 1,000 likes. That would be absolutely awesome. I'd highly appreciate that. But ask any questions you have below. I want to jump in here and answer you guys' questions. Anyone that's struggling, and I should have probably started off by giving my background. just so you guys know, I'm a former college international basketball player. I do have an accounting degree. I've been a business owner. I've been in corporate sales for 10 years. I've been a business owner basically for 10 years now. I've led many environments. I've done a lot of speaking in front of thousands of people. I've been able to make money online, be able to develop businesses online, and I've been blessed in doing that. So I've had a lot of such situations, a lot of repetitions, a lot of examples of how I can really help other people and help them grow. I've read a lot of books. My wife and I have read a multitude of books to help people and really coach people through their life situations and what they're trying to develop, what they're trying to grow into. There's so many things that we've learned on this journey, and I'd love to share that with you. So guys, if you can, comment below, write certain scenarios and situations that you've had trouble or struggles in actually saying no to someone or saying no to something. Write something down here. I'd love to give you an answer or response. Maybe you had, Lauwerz, I had this one situation where this, or this, that, and I do know how can I say no in this situation? How would you go about it? Because guys, I've got so many methods and so many thought processes on how to have conversations, how to talk to people. And I just gave you one example, but the one thing that people and family in my life have always told me is my ability to handle any type of conversation and to deliver a message in exactly the way it needs to be delivered. So I want to give you guys that same experience to be able to answer and ask and answer questions without feeling pressure, without feeling any type of negative towards doing so. So guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get this to 1,000 likes. I'm early in the game of this YouTube. I'm late in the game of the YouTube stuff, but I'm going to be dropping messages in, dropping mindset, and really delivering content to you that I think is going to be very valuable and helpful. And would love for you guys to join me on this journey. And I promise you, it's going to be of impact. And I'm going to make sure I stay interactive with you guys, connect with you guys in a multitude of different ways. So anyway, looking forward to seeing you guys comment below. Give me those scenarios that you've been through, or that you've gone through, or you're looking to understand, okay, hey Lauwerz, like, how do I respond in this situation? Like, what would I do here? How can I do something here different? I had this situation happen. Like, how can I make sure I can say no? How would you say no in this situation? Drop some stuff below. I would love to know your thoughts and ideas, guys. Anyway, guys, take care. It's been great. Have a good one.